talking about arrow making. Now, if you can remember, if you've been following the channel for a while, or if you've been rummaging through the channel, you might have come across a series that I did earlier on in the channel's history, entitled Arrow Making Made Easy. A set of 7 videos which introduced you to make a basic arrow making step by step for wooden arrows. We're not talking plastic, we're talking wood. I mean, the techniques I showed you in that series will work for plastic just fine, but it just produced a basic set of arrows that you could use for informal target work, plinking in the back garden, and just general practice. However, if you want to take wooden arrows to the next level, say for instance you want to, well, I don't know, like formal target work, because there are competitions out there, target competitions using traditional archery equipment where you have to use wooden arrows, things like that. So you may want to do something like that, in which case you need to maximize the available accuracy from your wooden arrows. So I'm going to produce a series of videos, I don't know how many videos there'll be, which are going to cover some of the more esoteric techniques that you will need to use to maximize the potential accuracy from a set of wooden arrows. Things like balancing, ballasting, shaft preparation, fletch preparation, that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to do now. This will be the first one, and we shall see how it goes. Right, so on to the next topic, shall we say. Okay, guys, one of the first jobs we're going to do is we're going to balance the shafts. Now, we're going to do this several times during the arrow making process, but to start off with, we need something to use to balance the shafts on. And basically all you do, get a permanent marker or a marker, pencil, something like that, and you just find the balance point of the shafts and then mark it accordingly. Now, the reason why balance is important if you want accuracy is because if there's too much balance in the front, the arrows will nosedive. If there's too much in the back, they will lift. But it involves quite a bit of work. Now, you can miss out a few stages and still make an entirely serviceable set of arrows which will be very accurate without really affecting the balance. But as long as you know where the balance is and how it affects things, that's ideal. So there we go. So we've marked all the shafts up. We're then going to check to see what they're like in terms of in relation to each other. So just line up all the marks, if you can actually see them. I don't know whether you can see those marks there. They look to me like they're fairly lined up. With feeling the ends of the shafts, there's not a great deal of difference between them. There's one which is maybe 5mm longer at this point than the others, and another which is maybe 2.5. Now, what you can do at that point there is reverse it. Reverse the shaft and see whether that makes it a more equal in terms of length. If you can see the mark. So line the mark up again. No, that's even worse. That's gone from 5mm extra length to 10. So you put that back the other way around. That's the way its natural balance should be. So what you're aiming for is to get all the balance points in the same and the minimum length of difference between each shaft. Yeah? At that point, you can then cut them all to the same length.
By that I mean we are going to trim up both ends of all the shafts so that they are equal and neat and tidy, and when measured from the central balance point they are all the same length. Once that's done, we'll move on to the next stage.